Welcome to the Directors Club podcast, your go-to resource for child care center owners and directors seeking success at their centers. Each week, we dive into the world of child care management, sharing valuable tips, tools, resources, and strategies to help you build enrollment, retain top teachers, and streamline your operations. With a casual and lighthearted approach, we tackle the challenges you face from staffing and enrollment to business skills and time management. Join us as we unlock the secrets to creating a thriving child care center. Let's laugh, learn, and grow together. This is the Directors Club podcast. Welcome to the Directors Club podcast, the podcast that helps you learn the business skills you need as a child care center director to build enrollment, retain your best teachers, and get your center operating just how you want it. I'm Noelle. I'm a fellow child care center owner and active director with my sister Sarah. We operate a successful child care center in Massachusetts. By merging my background in business with Sarah's background in early education, we found the perfect recipe for a successful center. We have a membership for directors that teaches short training videos with done-for-you business process so you can implement and take action today. When child care center directors implement these practices, they create the center they always dreamed of, a thriving child care center community. The Directors Club podcast will provide you with simple business tips to help you get things done at your child care center. Hey there, it's Noelle. It has been a bit of time. I took a little break from recording podcasts because I was working on content for the teachers. And now I am recording for this. I think I wrote 6 podcasts so far that I'll be recording over the next few days to share with you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about masterminds and what they are and the benefits of it. I'll be talking about some hiring practices. I'm going to be talking about some ways that as a new leader, or if you're taking over a center or buying a center, that ways that you can integrate your management. And although you might not be in one of those 3 categories, it is also good practice to relook at your own leadership skills and see how you can improve or if you need to refresh things going on with your team. I am in 2 masterminds, and I've been in them for a very long time. The first one I was in started in 2012, so 12 years I've been in that one. And then since 2020, I've been in another one. It's a room full of people that are doing what I'm doing or at a higher level than me. And mine are focused on business and people. Some masterminds are focused on certain topics like the Directors Club. That one's focused obviously on early education and teachers and all that. There could be masterminds on marketing, many different masterminds, but we're hearing that word more. And I want to share with you why it's super important for you to connect yourself with a mastermind as a leader, because you can completely up-level yourself, get the support that you need. And I know that you're hearing that word a lot because we're seeing it on Facebook all of the time. Imagine a club where people with similar goals and interests gather to support each other's growth and success. In these groups, individuals pull their collective wisdom, experiences, and creativity to overcome challenges, set goals, and achieve results together. This collaborative environment fosters a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose, where members uplift and inspire each other to reach new heights. And together they embark on a journey of growth and transformation, leveraging the power of community to turn their aspirations into reality. And why is it important of this support in our jobs as early education? Is because it is vital in the realm of early ed. Turn their aspirations into reality. Support is vital in the realm of early education. Those responsible for running centers for young children face numerous challenges, from developing policies and procedures to managing staff and ensuring curriculum is engaging and at the students' levels. communicating effectively with parents, and so much more. Navigating these challenges alone can be overwhelming. However, with a strong support network in place, educators can exchange valuable insights, share best practices, and innovate to enhance the educational experience of our children. Mastermind groups trace their origins to Napoleon Hill's concept, Think and Grow Rich. You can grab that book at any library, and a pretty good book to read. It's little. And he developed this with highlighting the power of collective support for achieving success. These groups have evolved into modern-day forums where individuals collaborate to reach common goals and overcome challenges. Key components include a diverse membership, regular meetings led by a facilitator, and a supportive environment foster idea sharing and discussion. Operating on principles of collaboration and synergy, mastermind groups leverage the combined efforts and perspective of members to achieve greater outcomes than possible doing it individually. That's what's so critical. It is so amazing that you can sit in a group of people and every director will be different if you go into an early ed mastermind. Every director is different. I have 20 years experience. Someone else might have 30. Someone else might have led a large nonprofit. Someone else is just starting out. Someone has a center with 40 kids. Like, you just never know who's going to be in the room. But when you get in there and you talk about something like the other day, we had our mastermind for the Directors Club. And one of the women wanted to talk about what to put in her business operations manual, her SOP, Standard Operating Procedures. And she was asking about ways to develop that. And then how do you get it applied into the classrooms or applied into the office by procedures? How do you take all that? And so there was 7 of us on the call, and it was so much information. Everyone had so many great ideas. At the end of it, she shared that there was pieces of each one she's going to take and move forward with. That's what a mastermind does. That's the importance of the support that I was just talking about. Think about when you're trying to solve a problem and you're in your office doing it by yourself, maybe Googling some things, maybe texting a friend in early ed, maybe asking a trusted employee that you have. But in a mastermind group, you can easily up-level yourself and your center with this support and collaboration. So, mastermind groups also offer benefits that contribute to the growth and success of their members. So through various activities and opportunities, participants engage in peer learning, problem solving, skill advancement, and networking. And these benefits not only foster personal and professional growth, but they also create a supportive community where members can thrive. And I want to explore a few advantages of this to you because I think this is also a great thing. When I'm stressed working on a project or stressed overall with all the things I have to do, I have a group that I can go to and we connect in Facebook. We have a Facebook group. We meet live once a week on Mondays. And then we have a Facebook group that's 24/7. I can post in there. And it is so amazing that I can just jump in there and say, I'm super stressed. I can't this project forward, or I'm overwhelmed with everything. And people are just going to either come in and they're going to cheer you on, give you a little tip to get you going. It's truly an amazing environment. And as a leader, we often need that. And you don't even know you need it until you have it. But when you have a group that you can just go to, get ideas, get support, positive, move yourself forward, versus having that. It's a big, huge game changer. A huge advantage of participating in a mastermind and why they're popping up all over the place is because peer learning and exchange of ideas. Again, members learn from each other's experiences and shared practices. Think about if you're about to roll out a program and you ask the whole group, have you ever rolled out this? And everyone's, yes, I did it this way. Oh, this was a problem. And then you're hearing things that you I didn't even think of that. I didn't think of that. And so that's what is so powerful about being in a room of people that have different experiences than you, but still on the same path. It's also great for open discussions and dialogue to provide, again, insights and perspectives. And it's also helpful to listen to how other people are leading their centers and gain decision-making process ideas and solutions. The next thing I think it's so great for is problem solving and, again, decision-making, right? Members collaborate on solving problems. We utilize the collective wisdom in the groups, and the creativity of a brainstorm is amazing. And I want to talk about that brainstorm. Sometimes someone will have their turn. Usually in these, you'll have a turn to talk. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but typically it's very beneficial if you just even come to the table and say, hey, I'm working on updating my parent handbook. What's your best policies? Could be anything. Yesterday, somebody was speaking about adding more community events at their center, and they were just asking for ideas of what everybody else does. And that's what's so amazing. I might not be working on community events for my center, but when I hear a member of my mastermind doing that, you get ideas yourself. You're like, oh, that's a really good idea. Maybe I can switch this for that in the community events that I'm having at my childcare center. It's just, you not only gain the answers and ideas that you're looking for on your projects, but when you hear other people working through projects, it's super helpful. And I also think it's really beneficial if you're part of a mastermind that you're coaching other people too. And so you're improving your coaching skills, which is only going to benefit you in leading your team. Again, and then my next point that I was going to make really goes with that. Skill enhancement. Many of these groups, these masterminds might have trainings or opportunities for you to gain skills. Now, in the Directors Club, we do have a workshop almost every week on top of the mastermind just to do skills. And this month, we focused on people. We focused on classroom communication tools for the teachers. We focused on, what else did we do? Staff meetings. We focused on professional development plans. Next month, we're focusing on enrollment, SEO. Someone wants to learn about SEO. I forgot what the other thing is. There was a few things, but it's such a great way to get those skills. Now, one of my masterminds is a marketing group, and I'll go there and I don't know anything about SEO, or I didn't. And I've been really digging into that the past year to help me with my website. I'm actually testing out some things to potentially use the SEO as a driver of finding teachers online. Will it work? I guess you're going to have to keep listening to find out because I don't know. I'm testing it right now. There's just so many different ways and that you can utilize these mastermind groups, which is awesome. All right. The next thing that I think is so important about what you get out of these masterminds is networking. I don't know these people in my mastermind groups. They don't live near me. They live all over the country. But a few months ago, I went down to Dallas and I met my mastermind group in person. Never gone. I've never gone. It's hard for me to travel with my family and the business. And so I decided to go. And I literally have known most of these women for a very long time. And it was so great. It's like a sisterhood of people that you just get you and you can be completely authentic with. There's no judgment. We fail, we succeed, we laugh, we cry, and it's just an amazing experience. And so if you're lacking that community feel, that close-knit group, that people at work that totally get you, a mastermind can give you that, which is great because mastermind groups provide this dynamic platform for members, again, to engage in peer learning, problem solving, skill enhancement, and networking. And so these activities not only foster personal and professional development, but also cultivate that supportive community where you can thrive. And I feel like I've challenged myself so many times in the mastermind group, and I think they're just so beneficial. Other benefits of joining a mastermind as a childcare center director is accountability and motivation. Or you have things on your plate that you're like, oh, I have no time to get this done. Come to a mastermind and we can help you find time. We can help you shortcut ways to get things done. Like I just talked about the parent handbook. When's the last time you looked at your performance reviews and updated them? When is the last time you looked at your onboarding program? And so that if you're like, oh, I've been trying it and doing it here and there, if you want accountability and help with a plan to work it into your schedule, a mastermind can help you do that. Diverse perspectives and feedback. I love this part of masterminds because, like I said in the beginning, you don't know who's in the room. There's so many different perspectives. You might look at that brand new director with only 40 students in the room, or someone sitting in the room with 6 centers and all this experience. And that director with 40 students that just started can give you such a different perspective and can really move your needle forward in your leadership. There's just so many insights you can get with alternative viewpoints on goals and challenges that you have. Another great benefit of the mastermind is isolation and burnout, right? Overcoming those. We're just overwhelmed. We need to move the needle forward. This year, I think in the past 12 months, I know everyone's burnt out, but like really pushing early ed in a positive forward position. And can't do that if you're burnt out. If you're struggling with your leading the center, feeling overwhelmed, a mastermind really that community can give you that. So think about that. Also, accelerated learning is a huge benefit with your professional growth, just harnessing that collective knowledge, resources, and experiences that are in the room there. All right, so how do you get started in a mastermind? How do you utilize it when you're like, I have no time during the day whatsoever? So find a mastermind that you might resonate with. And you know that we do have one at the Directors Club, and we offer it weekly. And so every week our members get access to a mastermind and a workshop. There's 2 times a week that we're live with everybody. And so I tell my members that they need to add the times to their calendar, put an alarm on their phone, on their watch, whatever you got to do, schedule that time to at least show up for at least one. Some masterminds are recorded and some are not. It just depends on who's hosting the mastermind. Then what you do is I keep a notebook, and I use a notebook all day for my business journal. If you've been to my Get It Done workshop, I use a notebook all the time. And in the notebook, I have a tab that says mastermind. And what I like to do is I like to I'll just jot things on that. Because sometimes when you go to a mastermind, sometimes when you show up at a mastermind, you're like frazzled. You're like, oh, I just did all these things this morning. Things weren't working out the right way, but I still made it to my mastermind. And you show up and they're like, all right, Noelle, do you have anything you want to talk about? And you're like, I can't even think straight right now. And so what I do all week is I have this notebook. And in the notebook, I put a tab, like I said, that says mastermind. And I sit there and I write down ideas that happen. Like I might be writing down some ideas that we're working on right now as like a new food program. Community events might be something you write down, or you're struggling with a teacher with attendance. You can't find new hires. You can't get people to show up for interviews, like anything that you're working on. Anytime, write it down. So that when you come to your mastermind, you can open up your notebook, and you have a list of things that you are like, oh, these are things I want to talk about, and you'll be able to do that. And then my next piece of advice is when you're taking advantage. So first you're putting the times on your calendar, dinging yourself, scheduling yourself in them, shutting your office door, and going all in on the mastermind. You're going to get so many benefits from doing that. The second thing is your notebook, writing everything down in your notebook that you can think of that you might want to be talking about or get ideas on or whatever you're struggling with. And then the next thing that I like to do is come in with an open mind. I remember one time I went to my mastermind with a problem and I was like, I need to get this done, but I don't want to do it this way. And I went in there with that mindset. Oh, I'm not doing it this way. And then everyone went around the room and everyone was like, why don't you want to do this? And I was like, I don't know. I just don't want to do that. And they gave me reasons why I should go in that direction. And then everyone in the room said almost the exact same thing. And so at the end of my mastermind, they were like, what did you get out of that? And I was like, don't make assumptions and don't come into a mastermind getting feedback by saying, oh, but I don't want to do it this way. Because I needed to listen to everyone else's opinion. I needed to hear everyone else's perspective on that. And that was a huge takeaway for me. I want you to really reflect on your leadership right now and your mindset and how are you feeling mentally and what support, like if you were like, oh, I need that fresh perspective. I want to grow in my leadership. That's why a mastermind is so critical. As you're seeing masterminds pop up, I want you to know that you should start looking at them. And if you are not in one, you should find one and jump into it and test it out. I would love for you to join our mastermind. I feel like our mastermind is very supportive. It's a great group of people in there. Like every week, it's like some of the same people, some different people that come in, which is awesome because then you get all these different perspectives. We record ours so that you can go back and listen to it. Plus, with ours, you also get all the on-demand courses that we teach, everything that we do at the Directors Club, you get access to. And just for being a mastermind member. And our mastermind's very affordable. It's $77 a month. And that's what we don't want this to be something that it's outpriced. Like you cannot afford to join a mastermind because you should be able to jump into one. Masterminds are an excellent way to up-level your leadership. And in my center, and if you have taken any of my courses, you'll find out a lot that I use mastermind approach with my staff meetings. And they are super beneficial when you include mastermind components into your staff meeting. You're going to see massive growth in your team, like so much growth. And that's what you get as a leader in a mastermind. So I hope that I answered questions that a lot of you have had because I'm going down a list of courses podcast night topics that some of you have asking me for. And people have been like, what is this mastermind? And that's what it is. And Napoleon Hill, again, his book, Think and Grow Rich, is a great resource. Every library has it. The book is so old. I think you can buy it on Amazon, but you can grab it at the library. They always have a bunch of copies there. And if you have any questions on this topic, just let me know. I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining us on today's episode of the Directors Club. We hope you found tips, tools, and strategies valuable for your childcare center. To access even more resources and take your center to new heights, visit our website at thedirectorsclub.net. There you'll find a wealth of exclusive content, training programs, and support tailored specifically to childcare center owners and directors. Don't miss out on this opportunity to unlock your center's full potential. Remember, success starts here at the Directors Club.